in minutes. We're talking about anxiety this week, and there was a guy by the name of the Most Reverend R.C. Trench, who was one time the Protestant Archbishop of Dublin. He had a morbid fear of becoming paralyzed. And so one evening at a party, the lady he sat next to at dinner heard him muttering mournfully to himself, "It happened at last. Total insensibility of the right limb. Your Grace," she said, "it may comfort you to learn that it is my leg that you're pinching." I told that story to ask this important question. Do we have any worries? Anybody that is worried among us today? Of course we do. And so for all of those of you who are prone to worry or have worried about anything and deal with anxiety, then did you ever stop to think how dangerous your worrying is? Over 100 diseases have been directly attributed to worrying. And worry will not only take away your physical energy, it will also rob the soul of its stamina as well. Why? Because worry is the ultimate act of rebellion against the rule of God in a believer's life. How? Worry says that God is dead. And if he is alive, then he is incapable of doing anything about my situation. Now, even though we know these things, it doesn't change the fact that we worry sometimes, and not all worrying is bad. There is facilitating worry, which is a healthy fear. We all should have it. Maybe some of us don't have it, and that's why we're always getting into trouble. But then there is a debilitating anxiety. And that debilitating anxiety says to us that, it's just totally unreasonable. While facilitating anxiety says, I'm not going to die, debilitating anxiety says, I'm not going to live. And so we need to deal with this issue of worrying, because when you get right down to it, although the calendar says that there are 7 days in a week, there's really only 3. 2 of them should never even cross your mind in worry. One of them is yesterday, and it can never be changed. And the other is tomorrow, and none of us hold the power over tomorrow. Today is really the only day we have with God's help. We can face anything that arises. Brother, sister, I'm telling you, worry is a rocking chair. It keeps you busy, but it doesn't get you anywhere. If worry is eating you alive, if anxiety is destroying your physical as well as your spiritual and emotional life, eating up your relationship, then this week we want to help you to defeat its power. And so the Bible says to us that instead of worrying about anything, we ought to take it to the Lord in prayer. We ought to be cautious. Yeah, I said cautious. Cautious to observe, to obey, and as well to just be overjoyed at the fact that we get to bring our worries to God. How should we bring it to Him? In prayer. By doing the act of prayer, we actually shift our burdens from our shoulders to the Master's shoulders. We ought to pray, and we also ought to make supplication, because the difference is that supplication gives God all of our troubles, and He gives us all of His supply in return. So make your requests known unto God. And then even in this atmosphere of prayer, the Bible tells us in Philippians chapter 4 and verse 6-7 that we ought to come with the attitude of thanksgiving. Notice that our prayer is to have been done with thanksgiving. As we approach God with the worries, with the fears, and with the burdens of life, then we should be we should do so with thanksgiving in our heart, realizing that God's going to work everything out. What a blessing it is that I get to bring my problems to the problem solver, because some people don't have a solver to fix their problems. This has been Pastor Brandon M. Spriggs from the Zion Hill Agape Baptist Church in Capitol Heights, Maryland. And this is your Monday morning message in minutes. Till next time, keep advancing the kingdom. God bless you.